Tango, you went into my study immediately after the rain caused my ragged skin to sting. What did you see? Yes. Kids are what a secret to show me. Let's see. I can't take this anymore. It's too much. Everyone, my whole family. That is Maybe if I kill a few kids who'll come out to play. What is that thing? Has the training started already? I thought we were rescuing people. Stay back! This is real. Those are villains. So it's really you, huh? I've seen you in pictures, but I gotta say you're way grosser in person. Wow, it's the weird hand guy. Get rid of these two. I can already tell they're exactly the kind of trash I hate. A brat, and a guy with no manners. Toga here. Himiko Toga. Life is too hard. I just want to make it easier to live in this dumb world. I want to be Mr. Staney. I want to kill Mr. Staney. Come on, handyman, please let me join your League of Villains. You gotta be kidding me. Is she crazy? I don't like this. Is your group really dedicated to the Hero Killer's mission? I can't imagine you are if you're gonna let this little psycho join you. Grow up. She may be a psycho, but at least she knows how to introduce herself to people. Don't just stare. What's your name? Right now, I'm going by Dobby. No, I want to know your real name. I'll tell you when you need to know it. Where are you off to? Shut up. Really thought he was gonna kill us for a sec. That guy makes me wanna vomit. start a hero agency. Quirk's explain. Kirigiri's Quirk workday grants him the ability to generate and control a portal that appears as a purple/black fog. This quirk allows him to carry anything or anyone through the portal. But if they stay in the middle of the portal while it's closing, they will get sliced in half. A weakness that this quirk has is that Kirigiri will need the precise location to open a portal by either seeing the place or using the coordinates. Don't do this, Daddy! Where's the bird? Survived the fire. So why didn't you come back home? One last story from my little brother. The tale of how I became Tommy. The reason I was able to keep living in this hellish world. Why my flames burn so much harder than yours. And I'll show you. I actually did come back once. Though none of you noticed me, as usual. Unreal! What is this power? It looks like Tori is the only one of us able to do much of anything. I've got Dad's blood in me too. So why is he the only one still moving? Why am I not rallying the same way? It's not blood or willpower keeping that boy going. I don't get it. His body's not supposed to be compatible with fire. So why hasn't he been incinerated yet? The truth is, comprehend what that unstable fiend is capable of. All for one's desire to live forever meant he had no use for Dobby's fire. Thanks to the boy's steady march toward the grave, the demon lord had to abandon the volatile flames of this monomaniac. Atone for your crimes and start over. The best people are those who help their friends. Don't you agree? Yeah, I thought so. Let's fly where we want together. 'Cause I'm so happy to help you build a new life. Because I think you are a good person. What do you mean, start over? Huh? Like a lot? No! I stopped giving a damn about myself a long time ago. The last thing I wanna do right now is fight. Just come quietly. I don't really care what you want. The only reason I'm alive is them. All my friends. I just wanna make sure they're happy. Having a good sense of who you are is one of the most important things in life. Look at all those happy people on their way to work. Makes me sick. I used to be one of those guys who liked to cause trouble. My quirk is called twice. It's a simple power that turns one thing into two. I can make a clone of myself, and then make clones from that clone. I made my clones do everything. I was a king ruling over them. But the other me's weren't satisfied with that, and they put together a little coup. I was almost killed by myself. Before long, all of us were arguing with each other, each one of us thinking we were actually the real me. This absurd self-mutilation continued for 9 days. Can you imagine that? In the end, they killed each other. Ever since then, I haven't been sure that I'm the real me. How could I be after all the madness? So who the hell are you? You're not the person I chose to follow. I never imagined I would amount to anything. But then I figured, if I followed you, I could be somebody. Shigaraki, do you see me? But then I figured, if I followed you, I could be somebody. Shigaraki, do you see me? When I'm done, there'll be nothing but all lies. Spinner was looking forward to seeing that. In My Hero Academia, since his first appearance in the story, it was hard to tell if Spinner was the kind of character we were supposed to take seriously, because his quirk is pretty useless and he just shows up in the forest training arc with the giant sword. However, eventually in the manga at least, we see a lot more of Spinner's character as we get to the My Hero Academia arc, and we explore how he grew up as a loser and only abandoned Stain because he truly believed in Shigaraki's ideals. But that doesn't mean he doesn't need to see them sometimes to be reminded of why he needs to stay loyal. After finally accepting Shigaraki, we see him basically just tag along for the war in Season 6. However, afterwards, when all for one escapes Tartarus, he gives Spinner a number of different quirks that basically make him to a mindless giant, which causes Spinner to start a mutant revolution that barely gets stopped by Shoji. However, despite that, Spinner still manages to complete his mission. I expect him to be arrested since now he's pretty much just lying in a hospital, but you definitely win the most loyal award, Spinner. I'll catch you on leave. Compress is an emitter-type quirk which first appeared in Chapter 55 of the My Hero manga and Episode 44 of the anime. This quirk grants its user the ability to harmlessly shrink down anything they touch with their hand into a small marble. It doesn't matter if it's a person, place, or thing, all the user has to do is make contact with it and abracadabra, congratulations, it's a marble. Now once something becomes marbleized, it isn't doomed to spend the rest of eternity as a small little shiny ball, as Compress allows user to undo the effect of their quirk at will, turning whatever they compressed back into its original state. So if you accidentally compress your best friend or your cup of coffee, two things of equal importance, then you can just unmarbleize them and they will be back completely unharmed. It's also important to note that the weight of the object being compressed is greatly decreased, meaning that once something is in its marble form, it will be extremely easy to pick up and throw around if needs be. The fact that this ability not only reduces the mass but the weight of any object it affects is one of its greatest benefits, and it greatly increases this quirk's usefulness in a hell of a lot of ways. I guess you could say it makes this quirk quite marvelous. Existence is after suffering an awakening, It's as though this man has changed. Liberated from everything. So I must ask, why do you still seek more power? If more strength is available, why wouldn't I take it? It's true that I'm no longer forced to use cheap tricks. But look, my arm is ravaged. This is from using my ability once. I won't underestimate heroes anymore. I'll use all the power I can get to destroy Almightiness' legacy. Our next fight is last. Please don't hesitate to coming. That voice, it'll begin soon. I don't have much time. Deku, what's up? Freed from the shackles of humanity, his power grows. A transcendent one approaches. Stop.
I got this!
I can't laugh yet.
I got this!
Surpassing his limits to fight. Without clerks. の個性を持った死柄木、ここで止められなきゃ。俺の全てを出し切れ。僕がどうなろうかな。 some kind of cursed power. It's still our only hope. Call me Deku, but I'm not the same helpless, defenseless kid anymore. You hear me? I've changed! From now on, Deku is the name of a hero! Are you alright? Are you hurt? Hey guys, 1 minute once you see it, he said it's very important. I brought them here. You are dismissed for now.
Hey.
Something important that I must tell you. 痛 So this power of his, he can control it because he was born quirkless. And now there are some bad people who are after my son. He should be safe at the school. I'm not going back to UA. No matter where I go, Shigaraki will know my location. I don't want anyone else to get hurt. Especially not because of me. And if the League is able to reach their full power, things will be even worse than they are now. That cannot happen. I have to stop Shigaraki and All for One. You're here because you couldn't beat those villains. Don't throw your life away. I'll get stronger. When I was a kid, you once smiled and thanked me for saving you. That made me so happy. Oh, help me! I am here! Wow, thank you, Alright. Hey, wait. Is Zuko? It was my boy the whole time? That's why I have to go now. Don't you worry. I'll always come home to you. should take him to a doctor, quick. And abandon the building. It's not safe. I'll make sure nothing else is damaged. Hard to make him out through the smoke, but there's something familiar about his voice. Who is he? Hey, up there! That's the villain! Take this! You haven't eaten, have you? Listen. I'm good alone. You don't have to follow me. I'm fine. Really. Which means now, it's your turn. I've got this. You have more than one power. You belong to him, all for one. Today, you felt like a different person. Midoriya just made contact with another hired gun. And he defeated him. I have to finish this while all for one shigaraki still aren't strong enough to steal one for all. Don't look back at me for approval anymore, do you? That's right. You don't have to worry. You swore that I would raise him, that I would keep him safe. Has more than one power. Do you belong to him? Or one? Of course not. No. green. Don't move a muscle. And I'll let you keep your limbs. I said don't move. I'm trying to hit this. I guess I could take one too. I don't think I could take much more. It ain't like if I fake was true. I looked in the mirror and saw your ways. Somebody would hate me too. I got better to let her this cock go fast. She like when I make that room. Midoriya just made contact with another hard gun. And he defeated him instantly. You've been supposed to protect them. I can lose another person I care about. It's time for you to come back to our class. I wish I could. But I'm too scared. Do you remember what I said when Shigaraki stabbed me through the gut? There was more on my mind. My body moved on its own. Our whole lives I've looked down on you. But somehow it always felt like you were ahead of me. I hated that. Oh, I bullied you. I had to reject you so that I could feel superior. And we both got into yhwach. Every day I was forced to see how strong you were. That's how I feel, Izuku. I'm sorry for everything. You've made the right calls ever since you inherited One for All. But I can see that you're lost right now. So we'll handle the things you can't take care of yourself. We'll save you. Anybody out there in need of a hero, you, all of you, have already far surpassed me. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. let's talk about the most powerful quirk in all of My Hero Academia. By the way, this video will contain manga spoilers. So if y'all like quirks like All for One and One for All were powerful, just wait till you hear about New Order. In the latest chapter, the quirk of the #1 hero of America was finally revealed, and it is by far the most powerful quirk that we have ever seen. The quirk is titled New Order. And the ability of this quirk is after touching a target and calling its name, she's able to freely impose a rule over it. This is demonstrated when she touches the air and says the atmosphere from here to 100 meters in front of me will cease to exist. And the very next panel shows that the atmosphere completely ceases to exist. The quirk can also work on herself with her being able to impose a rule on herself that she can hold lasers when Shigaraki fires an attack. And we know it works on other people because she goes on to state that if Shigaraki Tomura were to move even an inch from this point onwards, his heart will stop. They literally took one of the most overpowered abilities from Bleach and just dropped it into My Hero Academia. If All for One somehow manages to get his hands on this quirk, then Deku's just doomed. The name is Starring Strike, the strongest woman alive. I can only have 2 rules active at one time. The first I always use to strengthen and reinforce my body. You may know what I'm packing. I'm the best there is, 'cause I'm still gonna beat your ass, boy! The air. From this point forward, there is absolutely no air for a stretch of 100 meters in front of me! Oh, by the way, I touched you and said your name during that little dust-up. From this moment on, if Tomura Shigaraki makes a single move, his heart will stop beating. That's why we call him the symbol So, this is all for one negative star. That's Tara Shigaraki. According to Eren, he can destroy whenever he gets his hands on. He's also displayed super strength, regenerative abilities, and intelligence. It appears my little wager paid off. Goodbye, America! So I want you to picture this. A can of Fanta, right? The label says Fanta, the colors are Fanta, everything about it is screaming at you and everyone else one really simple thing. This is Fanta. No question about it. Its identity seems completely 100% certain. But then you go and crack it open, and what's inside? It's not Fanta at all. It's something else entirely. And just like that, the label you trusted, the one that seems so obvious, is telling a completely different story from the actual reality inside the can. That disconnect right there, that's the key to this whole thing. And yeah, that's what we're calling the Fanta can problem. And trust me, it's the perfect analogy for what turns into a failure on a massive scale. See, here's the thing. The problem isn't the can itself. The problem is the assumption you made that the label tells the whole story. It's all about what you think you're seeing versus what's actually there. Keep that gap in your mind, the one between the label and the content. Okay, so let's take our Fanta can analogy and apply it to the real subject here. That ridiculously powerful, almost game-breaking ability called New Order. You know, what's so wild about New Order is just how simple it is, at least on paper. It lets you apply one absolute, totally unbreakable rule to one clearly defined target. That's it. But its entire function, its whole reality-bending power, it all hinges on one little thing. How well that target is defined. I mean, it's a super clean 3-step process. Step 1, define the target. Step 2, apply the rule. Step 3, watch reality literally bend to your will. It's logical, it's absolute. I mean, it seems completely foolproof, doesn't it? So, that's the big question, isn't it? If the system really is that simple and that powerful, where in the world did it break? How does something that's supposed to be absolute just fizzle out? And this is exactly where our little Fantacan analogy comes roaring back into the picture. Because the target, the can in this whole scenario, was none other than the villain Tomura Shigaraki. Okay, let's really break this down. The rule was aimed perfectly at the label Tomura Shigaraki. Simple enough, right? But here's the catch. New Order, for all its immense power, only reads the label. It couldn't see the contents. It couldn't see the entirely separate consciousness of All for One that was lurking inside the very same body. So it hit the can for sure, but the completely different soda inside, it was left totally untouched. And that right there is the crucial point. New Order is unbelievably powerful, but it's also incredibly, well, literal. It reads the surface level definition, the name right there on the label, but it has absolutely zero ability to check if the contents actually match what it says. So you see, the failure wasn't a weakness in the ability at all. It was a glitch, a fundamental, critical error in the target's very identity. And let me be crystal clear about this. The rule itself worked perfectly. It did exactly what it was designed to do. The problem, the real problem, was that the target, Tomura Shigaraki, wasn't just one thing. It was two completely distinct identities, overlapping and fighting for control inside one single body. The very definition of the target was, for all intents and purposes, broken. And thinking about it this way completely reframes the whole fight. This wasn't a power failure, not even close. It was a targeting error, plain and simple, based on a bad definition. Which brings us to the core aha moment of this whole thing. The rule didn't fail, it just hit the wrong definition. Think about it. It was aimed perfectly at the Fantacan labeled Shigaraki, but it was completely, totally blind to the real danger, the different entity that was actually inside. So yeah, this was a failure of definition, not a failure of power. So what does this all mean when you step back? The takeaway here is way bigger than just one fight. It's kind of like a universal truth. The power of any rule or any plan for that matter is completely dependent on how accurate the definition is that you apply it to. If you get the definition of the problem wrong from the get-go, your solution, I don't care how brilliant it is pretty much guaranteed to fail. So, this is all for one negative star. That's Tara Shigaraki. According to our intel, he can destroy whatever he gets his hands on. It's not working? What's the issue? This is Tara Shigaraki, isn't it? Has a very important power. So what? That just makes him even more dangerous. You're wrong. He left you because he didn't want to cause trouble for anybody. What is she doing? He left to protect everyone. We looked at him. Happy now? Let me guess. You want us to get beat up like that too? You wanna see us broken down and covered in mud? The heroes are the ones who are getting dirty! They're the people who have to watch away this game! So please, lend him your support! Help him fight for continue to be his hero! was forced to go back to UA, but the civilians did not want me inside. Well, thanks to yhwach's speech, and Coda, and the weird furry thing, I can finally go back to UA. Thank you guys. Cause I'm not taking the vigilante anymore. I'm just sick of the emotional Thank you. So hard. I tried my best to hide the truth because if anyone found out what I've done, the guilt would crush me. I forced myself to put on a brave face. And when I found was gonna commit it, for a moment I thought maybe I would finally be free. Be like everyone else. My sweet boy, please forgive us. You suffered because of our mistakes. In that case, you know what you have to do, darling. Help you get Dory, it's true. I am not revolting brainwash you or something? You must not have known what you were doing. That's right. Why did you try to save Cartel and Tokoyami at the training camp, huh? What about the message for me? Is that something All for One told you to do too? Mistakes or committing a crime doesn't mean you have to be a villain forever. So I want you to take my hand. Right now, you can still be a hero. Aoyama, I thought you were at the police station. My parents' lawyer got me released for the moment. I'll go tell the others. You can join one of our search parties. It's kind of funny. The courts are still in session. Even though everything's crumbling, maybe people are clinging to the old ways as long as they can before this way of life ends. What are you saying? I'm sorry. I had no choice. I want to protect Papa and Mama. No, you didn't. Excellent job, my conniving little star. I imagine you were scared to betray your friends. It can be so distressing to have someone put their faith in you. I trusted you! Distressing! You can't imagine, dear uncle. I won't betray my friends! Your acting was crazy realistic, Aoyama. I had to make sure it was believable or we'd never get him to come. I was just following your lead. Your tears really pushed it over the edge. What are you doing? Get your hands off of me! You think I'm impressed by this? You're their leader, aren't you, kid? If you keep looking down on everyone else, you'll never be able to see your own weaknesses. Most first-string heroes show potential early on. People look at them and just know they're destined for greatness. To reject you, so that I can feel superior. Why did I end up having to chase after someone who was always so far behind me? So you can make up for your actions in the past. Like a penance. 俺を心配すんじゃねえ。戦える。何なんだよ。なんでずっと後ろにベースの背中を追うようになっちまった。クソ雑魚のてめえが力をつけてオールマイトに認められて強くなってんのに、なのになんで俺はオールマイトを終わらせちまったんだ。オールマイトが秘密にしようとしてた。誰にも言えなかった。考えねえようにしててもふとした瞬間湧いてきやがる。どうすりゃいいかわかんねえだろ。Dynamite! Let me see your white arm. I'll stitch you up. Quickly. Let me give you first aid. We can handle the rest ourselves. Shigaraki is operating on a level we couldn't fathom. Right side. Silent. Right the left. Still. Use your first aid on the others. I've got to defeat her. I just took her. No, please, don't do this! This.